What's up, guys? I'm out here on my Fulcrum Rocket. Not a lot of wind today, so a good time to make a video. I bought this boat about 6 months ago. It's an awesome, fun little boat. There's some things though that it needed from the start that made it a lot more enjoyable after I did that. So I'm going to be going over those little modifications I've done, and now I'm really loving the boat. If you like this video, leave a like, and if you got other ideas or questions, just leave it in the comments. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, so the first thing we'll talk about is the cover. So you can get a nice cover on Amazon. I'll put a link to the one I got, but it's just a normal boat cover and it's quite a bit cheaper than if you bought a custom one. And then I got this little boat cover support thing just to keep the water from pooling. So that works really nice, and I just kind of hooked it to these things here, and then up front and out back. So another thing I'll show while the sail's down is I looked up an icicle knot here, and then I tied a bow in after the icicle knot. I've had like the normal knot, I forget what type it is, but they show it in the video of how to set this thing up, and that knot has failed on me multiple times now. So this is held pretty good. There's another good video that I'll link to that shows an even better knot that I'll probably try if this ever fails, but so far so good with the icicle knot combined with a bowline. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get some nice quality rope here. I replaced the stuff that came with the boat. And what I did here is I just got a Harken Pully and a little shackle there, and I just attached that to the existing eye hole. So it just makes the raising and lowering like smoother and easier. And I did the same thing at the very top, you can see that. And then I replaced the whatever the heck these things are, the cleats with a nice cam. So these cleats were constantly getting stuck on me, and the cam works really well. Once you pop it out, it's not going to go back in. Another thing I did here is I just bought one of these little like garden clamps, and you can clip that to your center board there just to keep it from dropping down. So especially if it's shallow, it's nice and handy. The bungee system, I don't know, I really haven't had a lot of success with that. So moving down here, this drain plug, I actually replaced there's like a little screw inside of this thing this actually screws to, and the one that's in there was nylon or something, so I actually replaced that with a metal stainless steel screw. And then this thing works a lot better. The nylon one almost immediately stripped out. So now my drain plug is nice and solid. Also in the drain plug, where the screw is, I put a little small washer. So that way the screw presses the washer and squeezes the rubber tighter. So the drain plug works really great now, and it's very easy to pop up. And then once you screw it in, there's no way that's going anywhere if you bump it by accident. Now here, what I did is I kept the original ratchet pulley, and I installed this whatever thing, basically rotating cam. I'll put a link to that, so that way you can like basically lock in if you want to. Like I've read online, people were saying like, oh, you're gonna flip over or whatever, but I mean, this is fine. I'm so heavy that I'm not really worried about capsizing, so it's just kind of handy if I don't feel like holding the rope for hours. Tend to be able to cleat it in. The installation of this was a little tricky, so I wanted to originally put it here, but I couldn't get this like existing mount off without damaging stuff. So I might redo this eventually, but I basically installed this here. I did not put the actual ratchet that normally you would put this right here. I didn't put it here because this was not super thick fiberglass that this is screwed into, whereas this was a much more robust mount. So I left the pulley here, and this works just fine. It's not ideal, but what I probably will do eventually is grind this all down and then maybe even put more fiberglass here or something to make it a nice solid thing. This is some nice EV foam that you can buy on Amazon. I just cut it myself, a lot cheaper. And then one other little thing I did was, instead of using this thing, I just replaced that little pin. Just a lot faster to get the rudder on and off. last but not least, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole right here and put one of those trailer pins through, and that'll keep the rudder so when it's down it can't pop back up. Like this rope thing is supposed to do that. I think the idea is to wrap it around here, but I don't know. I'm just going to stick a pin here so that way I've had it come up on me a few times now, and that's pretty annoying. And the other thing I did was to actually screw these holes here. So the newer boats have this already. Mine didn't have this, so I just basically screwed two things here, and you attach your sheet with the bowline. But the original models, this tied right into the rudder, and I just felt like under strong winds it would kind of like pull on my steering a little bit, and now this is perfect. And here is the finished product. We're under sail nicely right now. Got my thing locked so I don't got a frig with holding on to this thing. Got my nice little setup back here. It's a great little boat, a lot of fun. I hope this video helps you guys out. Peace.